All right, so in this one, we're going to talk a little bit about where to find a buyer for your business. So if you've already gone through the process of understanding why you want to sell your business and you're firm on that, and you've sort of confirmed that with yourself, and you've also gone through how to clean your business up, how to clean up the financials and make it a little bit more attractive to buyers. If you've gone through both of those processes and you're ready to sort of move on and get things rolling, then hopefully this video brings you a little bit of value, because succession planning for SMBs is becoming quite an issue, where family-owned businesses are rarely staying family-owned businesses now, because the kids of business owners don't really want to take over the family business anymore. So hopefully I can give you a few ideas of where you can find other sources for buyers and kind of how the process would work, just testing the waters a little bit. So the first one that we can talk about is business brokers. And you can think of business brokers as kind of the same idea as real estate brokers. They work with a lot of different owners of properties or assets or businesses and try to match them up with buyers for those properties. The same as real estate brokers, they kind of act as your guide through this whole process. They can work with you a little bit to determine what your business might be worth to a buyer, how to, again, clean up your financials, make things a little bit neater and more attractive to a buyer when they start to look at your business, things like that. So it can become a little bit of a less stressful way to go about selling your business, as you just kind of pass it off to somebody else. But of course, with anything like that, there is fees that come along with this. So that's something to take into consideration if you start to speak with someone in that industry. Another way you can start sort of sourcing leads for potential buyers is to reach out to your professional network already. So your accountant, your lawyer, your wealth manager, all these other people that you sort of deal with on a day-to-day basis most likely have a few people within their network who are looking for different types of investments, who maybe they're a high net worth individual, maybe they just have different needs, maybe they're already in the industry that you're in and they're looking to expand. You never really know who someone else knows. So these sorts of people that I mentioned, they're probably people that you are going to have to tell that you're looking to sell your business anyway when that time comes. So it's a fairly safe and confidential way to start getting the word out there. Just make sure that you ask them to practice a little bit of discretion if that's something that you're concerned about. Another source of buyers is what we would call industry buyers. And these are your private equity firms, family offices, things like that. So these would be people who pool together capital from sometimes outside investors, or sometimes just a group of, or a single high net worth family, in the case of a family office, who would then look for these alternative investment vehicles, AKA your business. So sometimes these firms have a restriction on the businesses that they will buy. A lot of times they have minimum requirements for the amount of revenue or bottom line profit that businesses that they're looking for are supposed to be doing. So if you fall between that $500,000 to $5 million in revenue range, it's kind of difficult to find an industry buyer, depending on what industry your business is in and the potential for expansion there. But there's a lot of complexities that happen sort of in that range, which is kind of what we specialize in. That's another source that you can think of. There's a few spread out across the province. So could be something to just send them a quick email if you're really looking for some alternative strategies. Another common one is just looking at business listing websites. So websites like bizbuysell.com and businessesforsale.com. It's a mouthful. But these are essentially the same as like real estate websites. You can scroll through and see the prices of all of these different businesses. You can see what industry they're in. They'll give you a little snippet about what the business does and sort of how it functions, how much revenue they're doing a lot of the times, the gross profit margins you can determine from that as well. So you can use these sites to list your business yourself. So kind of like privately listing your house is the same sort of deal. And you can also use it as a bit of a comparison tool. So if you search for those websites for businesses in the same industry as you might not find the exact same business on there, but you can start to develop a little bit of an idea of what your business might be worth, just compared to all the other ones that you find on there. So these are some really quick ideas that maybe just starts getting things rolling for you. Maybe you can use them as a few different sources of leads. As always, if you have any other questions about how this whole thing works, or questions about basically anything at all to do with this, reach out to us. We'd love to help you out with that. But until then, we'll see you guys in the next one.